Hello and welcome to the Crafty Diamond. I am Debbie. If you are new, welcome. If you are not new, welcome back. Today is my weekly WIP and chat, or a work in progress, where I'm going to be working on a diamond painting. Today I'll be working on Sleepy Owl, and this is from Diamond Art Studio UK. I am doing this for their Purple Post event, where I won second place last year and got a certificate. And I use that towards my temperature chart that should be in any day now that I will start on next year. So that was just so much fun. I didn't even do it for a prize. It was just last minute thing. And so I wanted to do it again this year because I had so much fun and I really love their canvases. So I will pop a picture of the canvas I'm working on once we get turned around, but just wanted to go ahead and welcome all of you here. If you have not subscribed, I would love to have you. Just click on that subscribe button. It is not required, obviously. I am just really excited that you are here to join me as I diamond paint. So you can grab something that you want to work on, or you can treat this like a podcast. Just do whatever you want to while I am diamond painting and chatting a little bit. So I'm going to turn you around and let's get started. Okay, you guys, I think I'm ready. There is a glare on here, and I do apologize for that. It is really overcast today. It's been raining, and my overhead lights in my craft studio, which is actually in the basement, is not very good. I am trying to figure out what we can do, we meaning my husband, can do for my space, because right now I only have canned lights in my room. For the overhead, I can just not use overhead lights and then just have like some lamps, but I don't have a lot of places that I can put a lamp in my craft room either that's going to make it work very well. So I am definitely working on that. It's just a process. Now, since we've moved, I'm trying to really figure out the best ways to record in here. I think the sound is really good, but now I just have to worry about the lighting. Some days on the lighting is better than others, but I definitely do not like the can lighting. I've always wanted can lights. I thought they're really pretty looking, and they are, but it's not appropriate, I don't think, for the entire room. My husband is an electrician, so he says he will give me some ideas. I'm probably not going to like the ideas that he gives me, but if I give him an idea of this is what I'd like to have, then he can go from there. Next year, he is planning on having my space spray foamed for insulation, because there's not much insulation, if any. I think there's a little bit, but there's not much insulation in our basement, and we need to get that taken care of. We're probably going to wait until March or April. It is going to be expensive because we're going to have to take the walls out, and we're going to put spray foam in the walls, and then we'll put the walls back, which means we will have to also have drywall done. And that's not going to be that bad because it's a small space, but it's going to be a pain because I have to move all my stuff out. But it's not as much stuff as it used to be, so I am pleased with that. We are waiting until the spring because it is going to be a hassle to get this done, and we'll have to leave the doors open. We will have to either put the dog outside when it's a nice day, or we'll have to put her in daycare, doggy daycare. So we are definitely working on that. That is a goal for next year. Now, I love our house. I'm glad that we moved. But, there's things that we knew at the beginning that we were going to have to do, and this was one of them. And, of course, here we are when it's getting really cold, and I've had a heater that I've had in my craft rooms in the past, and it has lasted a very long time, which usually the little plug-in heaters do not. It was a very quiet heater. It heated up very nice. It stayed nice and toasty. And it went out last week. It was one of the coldest days we've had so far. I was in my craft room, which also doubles as my office. I was in there just shivering, and then I looked and I'm like, okay, I know I turned that heater on. I am not that bad. I know good and well that I did. And I went over there and it's like, okay, it's not doing anything. It's on, but it's not on. So come to find out, it did die. And my husband's going today to get me another one. I was going to go one day during the week, and he said he would do it for me. It also fit better in his car than mine. Not that I'm getting a very large heater, but hopefully he'll be able to find one. Because last time we looked, which had been years, they didn't have any because it was winter. But I have been using a little electric throw. It's like an electric blanket, but it's just like a throw blanket. And that has been nice. I have that in my craft room. And it's mainly just my legs and my hands that get cold. Kind of hard to cover up your hands when you're trying to diamond paint. I think I've gotten all the 5s. I hope that everybody is doing well. If you do celebrate Thanksgiving, we are in the U.S. Thanksgiving is on Thursday. And we have a very small family. Normally it is just, for the past couple years, it's been just the 3 of us, my husband, my daughter, and myself. And now that Madison and Kyle are back home, then we are having Thanksgiving with them, and of course the baby. So we are just going to go over there on Thursday. Thought it would be easier because that way the baby doesn't have to get out. We still don't have baby things at our house yet. I hate to buy like infant, newborn, like a crib and that kind of thing. When she gets older, then it'll be a lot easier. I can buy, then. But she's going to outgrow a bassinet really quick. She's already getting bigger. She's gained weight. She's gotten longer. And we really hate to buy something that is not going to be used. And it's also difficult. She's not in her surroundings. And and getting her out, it may be rainy, it may be cold, and it's just easier at their house. They have all the things there. And they're only 15 minutes from our house, so I'm going to be cooking everything at our house and then pretty much just heating everything up over there. And we'll do it in the afternoon, early evening. We'll just have like an early dinner, late lunch kind of thing. So that way Kyle can sleep during the day. He'll have to work Wednesday night. And then he'll be off on Thursday, so that will be good at least. And we're just going to be the 3 of us, the 3 of us plus the 2 of them, so it'll be 5 of us. And then my sister has been talking about for a long time wanting to come for Thanksgiving. I think she's going to be coming after Thanksgiving now. She had something that came up, and she could come, but she'd have to be back home by Friday afternoon. So that's kind of a long drive from Atlanta or from Nashville to Atlanta just, for a day or 2. And so she says that she wants to come visit, but I think she's going to do it after Thanksgiving and, whatever works better for her. And then if her family, comes. So right now it's just the 5 of us. And I'm just looking forward to just spending some time with the kids and my husband. We won't stay over there very long. I'm trying to figure out the best way to transport food. I don't want her to have to do anything. She's still healing from having the baby. And then also, with the baby, it is just pure chaos trying to get used to the new normal and trying to be able to take care of a baby and do other things. I know that is really hard. I've been going over and helping Madison once or twice a week and spending the night. And I'll tell you what, my age is certainly hitting hard on this because when I go over there and I spend the night, and Miss Claire does not sleep very much at night. It's like, I think she's getting her days and nights mixed up. We got to figure that one out. But she's up almost all night, and when I come home, it's like I am just exhausted. I come home, I will lay down for a couple hours, and then I will start working. And then by 8:30, 9 o'clock, it's like I am drained. I am ready to go to bed. And usually at 9 o'clock, even though that's our bedtime, I'm really not that tired. But once I lay down, I finally go to sleep. Well, after I have had her the night before, it doesn't take me very long to go to sleep. And then it takes me a couple of nights to get my sleep back the way it should be. Just like I spent the night over there on Thursday night, and then I got home on Friday, had to take Paige to work. I came home, I laid down for about an hour and a half, and then I got up, took Paige to work, and I usually just stay close by where Paige works because she is a good 45 minutes away with her job. So I don't see a point in going all the way home, staying there for 2 to 3 hours, and have to come all the way back once she's done with work. So I usually run some errands. I will go to the library if I need to and work. And so when I got home on Friday, I was just so tired after I'd been just doing, work and things, waiting on Paige. And at 8 o'clock last night, I was ready for bed. I thought, oh, it's at least 11, because we were just kind of watching TV. I was diamond painting a little bit, and my husband was sitting outside because he said it was a really nice night. I was just too tired to even sit outside. I just wanted to stretch out and just sit in the house. And I looked at my watch. It was 8 o'clock. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. It's only 8 o'clock. And yes, it was only 8 o'clock. So I made it until about 9, because I knew if I went to bed early, I would get up really early on Saturday. And I thought, I don't want to do that. So I made it to 9 o'clock, barely. And so I went outside and I told my husband, I'm like, I am sorry. I have got to go to bed. I am just so tired. I am seeing double. I just cannot stay up any longer. And so he said, well, I'll be there in a little bit. I didn't even hear him come in to our bedroom. And I slept until 8:45 on Saturday. I never, ever sleep that late. Normally I get up about the same time I usually do, about 6:30. And I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and I can do my video. It was close to 8:45. And Molly had to go to the vet today for a recheck. And I got up, did some things around here. So I didn't get to start doing my video until after I came back from the vet. And I'm still tired. So I told my husband, I don't think it's going to be a late night tonight either. Usually on the weekends we stay up a little bit later. But it takes me forever to get back into normalcy, whatever that may be. And so he just kind of laughed at me. He's like, yeah, you keep going over there. And he knows I'm going to, and he knows that he doesn't mind at all, but it's just funny. He's like, yep, that's how it's going to be. You're going to be tired. And I'm not used to that. One thing, I'm not used to keeping kids. It's been forever, a newborn at that. And so my old body is just, it's screaming. But I love going over there. It's like I hadn't seen her in a few days. I was beginning to miss Claire. And I need to go and get me a Claire fix. But I'll tell you what, she is something else. She's a handful to take care of a baby. We are planning on getting some things done around our house this week. I'm excited about that too, because we moved in April. We still don't have any pictures hung. The walls to me are just too white. I like color. Not that I like really bright, colorful walls or anything, but I like to have more than just white. I really like a gray that we had at one point. We are going to end up, in the next couple of years, I think, we will paint again. But honestly, it's not just having the paint color. It's the fact that I don't have my house decorated at all. And I would like to get some pictures up. That would be really nice to at least get some pictures up so it looks more like home. And my husband's off all week, so I think that he is going to help hang some pictures. I just cannot hang pictures by myself. I have tried before. I know a lot of people can, but I just can't. It just doesn't look right, and I don't know. I'm not very good at it. That's part of the problem. So he's going to help me hang some pictures this week. We've got a long list of things that we want to do, but my number one thing on my list that I want to do is try to get more diamond painting done. I've gotten behind of what I had really wanted to do for November. And it's just because things have been just crazy at work. It always gets this way every year. I don't know why I try to say that I'm going to get quite a bit done. Try to look for another symbol. I need a, what do I need? I need a music note. And there's not very many colors in this. I don't know why it takes me forever. There's only 36 colors, and it seems like it takes me longer to find these colors than it does some of mine that have 70 and 75 in there. But I really want to get some things done around, beside the house. I want to get some things done, diamond painting wise. And I am trying to get, I wanted to get a couple of finishes this month. So far, here we are. This is, I think today's the 21st. And I have not finished anything. It didn't help that I had my trip for work was last weekend, so I pretty much have lost a weekend. And then now this weekend, I had to spend quite a bit of time at the vet with Molly. It should not have taken very long, but they were one vet short today. And all I needed was her to be weighed. She was just having a weight recheck, and then to see how she did with the medication that they put her on. Well, I got there early. There was no one in the waiting room. And then I was sitting in there. My appointment was at 11. I got there at about 10 to 11, and there was not a soul in the waiting room. I thought, this is a really, really good sign. I'm going to get out of here really quick. And it is further drive. It's not close. But again, I like to have normalcy. I don't like to make changes. And we have used this vet for years and years and years. Well, actually, almost 15 years. Because whenever I moved to Kennesaw, I started using a vet there. I wasn't really happy with my vet when I lived in Cumming, Georgia. The vet had changed, and I didn't really like the new person that they brought in. So I thought, well, it's a good time to change. I found this vet that we have now. Well, the actual practice, the vets seem to change quite a bit from years to year. And anyway, I don't want to change vets. I mean, for me, it's just like, I don't want to change my doctors either. I like the doctors that I use. My animals are used to who we go to. And I thought, you know, if I only have to go once a year or so, no big deal. I don't mind driving 45 minutes to go to the vet. But then today, it's like, oh man, I wish I had somebody closer. But I was glad that I took her. She has lost, I'm going to open up another section. I need to get my handy dandy tweezers. And all I'm going to do here is lift this one up, move this one over, and I'm going to see, without poking myself, these are very, very pokey tweezers. I think that looks pretty good on that side. I'm going to start with the symbol 3, which is 310, and that one I always like to start on because I like the outlining, and normally I will start on the far left, and whatever my symbol is, that's what I will use. But when it has 310s and it has the background like this, I always do 310s first. I do that with Hannah Lynn and Mandy Manzano's, any of them that are like that. So now I'm working on this one. I need to move you guys over, I think. Okay, I think this is good. It looks pretty good. So anyway, I took Molly to the vet and finally got back there. And so they weighed her, and unfortunately, she has lost more weight. She has lost another pound, and it has been about 6 weeks since her last appointment. They wanted her to wait about a month, and we couldn't get in. So it's been about 6 weeks since her last appointment, and she's lost another pound, but they said that she looks good. She's still really bony. You can feel her bones. There's no reason why that she's losing weight that they know of. Everything looks good. She's eating better. That was one of the reasons, is that there were some days that she would eat, and then other days she would go a day or two without even having any desire to eat. And she likes her food. She doesn't have table food. So I thought, well, this time surely she has gained. She's been eating every day, which is good for her. We actually have put some food that we've mixed in with hers, and she is eating it. We have put in just a very, very small handful, just a few sprinkles of cat food, and so she likes the cat food, and she's eating her food with the cat food. And I asked my vet. The vet said that was fine. We also have put a little bit of peanut butter in there, and they said that was fine. They told us what kind of peanut butter we should stay away from, so we did all of that. And I also have been cooking her some chicken, and we put a little bit of chicken, and then we'll put some chicken broth and spread it, just pour it into her food a little bit. And so she's eating more, but she's lost weight. So today they asked if I'd like to go ahead and do blood work, because she hasn't had blood work done in a while. And I know it's only been like a year or so that she's had blood work, because they started in about her weight before, and maybe a year and a half. So anyway, we went ahead and did the blood work. And once the blood work comes in, it'll probably be Tuesday at this point, then they will let me know if there's a problem or if it's just the fact that she's just losing weight. She was the runt of the litter. Of course, we were not told that whenever we got her, but it was pretty much obvious because she was the smallest dog, and she's just always been that way. But for her to be losing weight, I can understand not gaining, but to be losing weight, that's a little concerning. So hopefully she is fine. Good vibes for her. They really didn't see that there'd be a problem, but I just want to be better safe than sorry. And if she does have possibly a thyroid issue, then we'll take care of it if she needs medication or whatever. So I'd rather go ahead and just find out now. She is 5, so she is still a relatively young dog. And they said she was so good because whenever they did the lab work on her, they like to do it in, I think, their neck, because she said that a lot of dogs do not like to have it done in their feet. It just really bothers them to mess with their feet. So they prefer to do it on their neck. And she said that she just sat there and looked at them. She didn't whimper. She didn't try to, buck them or anything. She was just really good. And that's how she is. She's a really good dog. They did increase her anxiety medication, and they changed the one that we can take if it's like an emergency need. There will be fireworks around here pretty soon, and I want to get her to where she is asleep or she is just less anxious, because the fireworks just absolutely terrify her. And no matter what we do, she is just shaking, her teeth are rattling, chattering, and it's just really sad. I wish that they wouldn't allow fireworks within the city or within a neighborhood, and we are surrounded by natural woodlands. and it's also an animal sanctuary, and I don't think they should be allowed to have fireworks around here. But anyway, that's what's going on with her. Cats are doing very well. She has had some wild zoomies lately where she just runs all over the house and runs and jumps on things and jumps down and then runs back again. She goes up and down the stairs. I think she misses half the steps. So she's living her best life. She's just happy as she can be. And her and Molly play a little bit. Not a lot, but I think they've come to trust and understand each other. They're just not going to be best buddies. I was hoping that they would just, fall in love with each other and be just, the best of friends. Well, that's not happened. But at least that she's not hissing whenever she sees Molly. Molly doesn't run from her. And she doesn't try to claw Molly or anything. So we've made some huge strides with that. Very, very huge. Which that makes me feel better. And let's see, what has been going on around here? Honestly, not a lot, except, we're all learning Claire's little quirks, learning that our time is not our time when we're around Claire. It is Claire's time. And she's a very happy baby. She does get fussy from around 9 o'clock at night until about 5 in the morning. That is just the time that she doesn't want to sleep. She can just eat and eat and eat, and she just looks like she's going to bust. And you'd think, okay, she's going to go to sleep. She's full. Her diaper is changed. Everything is just wonderful. And then she just stares at you. She just does not want to go to sleep. And then she'll start getting a little fussy. And, it's kind of hard to figure out what in the world does she want. I've tried everything the other night that I was over there. And I'm like, Madison, I don't know what's wrong with her. I've tried everything that I can possibly do. I know she's not hungry. I just don't know. And then all of a sudden, she just quit crying and she just fell asleep. So it's just something that I'm having to get back into the groove. But I'm loving it. We got our pictures back when she was in the hospital. She was 2 days old. We had some photos taken. Those turned out really cute. I don't know what it is about the hospital, but all the ones that they do at the hospital, they don't have any clothes on them except for a diaper. And I thought, well, it would have been nice to have one of her little dresses on, but it was fine because that's just hospital pictures. But I am going to have a couple of those blown up, and I'm going to get some pretty frames and give those to Madison and Kyle for Christmas. I have not decorated yet. I want to. I'm actually getting into the mood of decorating. I mentioned in my last WIP and chat that I just was not in like a Christmas mood, but I'm seeing all of these decorations and everything around, and it's like, okay, I think I am ready to start decorating. And of course, everything that we have is off of our property, and it is in a storage facility. So my husband said that he will go one day this week and he'll go ahead and get everything. And then I need to go through all of that because we've had larger houses, and I was able, all right guys, I'm looking for something, let's go with H. And I had a larger house. I had plenty of space for all of my decorations. I have a lot of large Christmas decorations that I have on the floor and on counters and different things. But since we have moved, we're not going to be able to have room for all of that. I'm going to see if Madison wants anything first. And then if she doesn't, there's some things that I don't really care about. There are some very sentimental pieces. And I know whenever you're decluttering that you are not to think of your items being sentimental, and it's just, is this going to really help you? Are you going to use this? Is it going to give you joy? And some of it's because it is sentimental, and that does bring me joy from my childhood. that I'm going to keep it and just put it up. We will have plenty of space to store these things because my husband is going to get a storage that he's going to go ahead and order, and it's going to be a really good size to where I can have some space, and so I will put that stuff out there. And I am deciding to declutter my craft room, things that I'm not going to ever use again. I've already asked Madison. I know Paige doesn't want it. I've already asked Madison on some things. Do you want this? Do you think you're ever going to scrapbook? I've got plenty of things. If you do, I will put it up for you. You can use it at my house if you want to, or you can bring it over here. And if you don't, and you don't care anything about it, then I will go ahead and I'm going to destash it. And so she said no, she was good. And if she does anything for the baby, I think she's going to do digital. So that is going to help me out immensely to where I'll have more room in my craft room. That is on my list. I was hoping I would get all of this done by the end of the year, but here we are, almost at the end of the year. And I do have quite a bit of downtime in December. As of right now, I have downtime for December. So I plan on getting that done and going through all of my diamond paintings once again. Oh, I did, on my last WIP and Chat, I did record last week when I was out of town for work. And that was a lot of fun. I enjoy doing that. So that one is out there. If you haven't seen it, I will have a playlist up for all, well, not all, but the majority of my WIP and Chats are under that playlist. For some reason, not all of them are classified, I guess, as WIP and Chats because I have almost 200 WIP and Chats now, but I only have 100 and some odd that's under the playlist. So I will be working on that sometime too, but I'll put that under there. I thought it was fun because it was in a different place. I was going to record my intro today outside on my patio, on my deck, but then it got real dark and it looked like it was going to start storming. Well, that's not going to be a very pretty scenery. I wanted you guys to see the fall leaves from the mountains, and right now our backyard is gorgeous, but with it looking icky, you're not going to be able to see much, so I'll have to do that some other time. I thought that would be fun. Just, you know, something different. I am really trying to do more face forwards instead of you just seeing my hands. I think that's really good. I think it's important too. It's important to me anyway, even though I am definitely not as young and vibrant as most of the content creators, but I'm older and I'm not expected to be. And I was watching a podcast this past week, and it made perfect sense on some things that they said. You know, when you get older, you think you're not as good. You think that you don't have any self-worth anymore, that no one cares anything about you. And then I look at my channel and I'm like, yeah, I have people that care about me because I have people watching. No, honestly, not much has happened with anything going on. Let's see, I'm doing the little, what do you call these, the wave. It's been fairly quiet around here, just busy, especially with me going into final exams whenever we get back from Thanksgiving break. And I need to start working on my next year for my next semester's classes. I want to get that done as soon as possible so I can just enjoy the rest of December. And then I will have to get grades out whenever we get back. So it's starting to wind down and for work, which is always a little bittersweet because I miss my students. I'm like, okay, I know you're going to graduate and I wish you all the best. I'm going to miss you. You've been in so many classes, and even the ones that are new. It's like, I know I might see you around the halls, but we're having more and more students that are actually taking online classes more than they are in class. I think that's that way everywhere. My daughter is finally going to be able to sit for the NCLEX for nursing. She graduated in May, and she is so ready to take the NCLEX. It has taken forever for them to give her the registration information, so I think she's going to be taking that in a couple of weeks. So she needs to really focus on that, study some if she can. I think that will be really super if she passes right before the new year. So come January, middle of January, I think she's going to start looking for a job. And she has some really good contacts at the hospital here that's not too far. And hopefully she will be able to get on at the hospital. I think she's hoping to work nights. So she is home during the day and during the week. And then on the weekend, she'll just have to work Friday night and Saturday night, possibly Sunday night. And I can watch, oh, that's a little drill. I don't know what's happened here. I'm going to have to get my handy dandy tweezers here. Every once in a while you have some trash. Okay, these don't have a problem with this. This is hard to do this on camera, and also trying not to get my forehead in. There it goes. Okay. Put that in my trash pot. So she is looking forward to going back to work, but she's also dreading it. Just the fact of it's been nice, her being off work, her being with the baby, but she's looking forward to, getting out of the apartment and to be able to do other things besides just keep the baby. I think she needs more than that. And I totally get that. I may be helping her on Sundays once she goes back to work, if she works on Sunday, because he works on Sunday nights. Working on a diamond painting that I did show you guys on my mid-month WIP parade. And if you did not see that, I enjoy doing those. You can see what I've been working on during the month. I don't have all of my current WIPs on there. I just show the ones I have worked on in November. And those usually are the newest ones. The ones that I've just started for the month. And I will show you all of my WIPs at the end of the month. So hopefully I'll have more to show, but the one that I've really been spending a lot of time on is an event that I have decided at the last minute to join, and that is with Lady Lathe. And I really do like their pens, and so I thought, this will be fun. It is an advent, but it's an advent kind of with a twist, because you can start on the advent in November on whatever day that you have extra sections. So I have quite a few extra sections on this diamond painting that I'm doing for that event. And so every day you have to complete a section and show progress. Or if you don't complete the section, you have to at least show progress on a new section. So I have been spending a lot of time on that one because my sections are rather large. So I can get it to where it's smaller in December. So usually when I've been diamond painting, it's been just on that painting. So that's kind of putting me off a little bit on other ones. Now this is going to be interesting. If you look at the stomach of the owl, or like the breast of the owl, not really a stomach, the breast of the owl, it has several different colors. There's some line blocking in here, but they're all the same, this cream. So I need to go through here and figure out how I'm going to do this so that I can actually do some multi-placing. I am going to wrap this up today. I was hoping to I should be able to get this finished this afternoon. So that will be exciting. Because once I get this part, then I'll be able to get to the next row, and then I will be able to get to see the owl's eyes, which I'm really excited about. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Hope that you got something done if you really wanted to. And if not, I hope that you just relaxed and enjoyed this time with me. Stay tuned for more on this one. Hopefully you'll see a finish in November, or at least you will see the WIP. Until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye.